Imagine this. You're walking down the street, minding your own business, when someone comes up to you and says something that cuts deep. Maybe they mock your appearance. Maybe they question your worth. Maybe they try to tear down everything you've built. What do? Most people, they explode. They get angry. They defend themselves frantically. They let their emotions take control. But here's what Machiavelli knew 500 years ago, and what most people will never understand. He who lets himself be moved by insults is already defeated. You see, the moment you react, you've already lost. The moment you let someone else control your emotions, you've handed them your power on a silver plate. But what if I told you there's another way? What if I told you that you could reach a state where no one, and I mean no one, could disturb your peace? Where insults bounce off you like water off stone? Where you become so mentally untouchable that people start to fear your calmness more than they fear anyone's anger? That's exactly what this video will teach you. These aren't just tips. These are the dark laws of mental mastery that Machiavelli would have used to stay unshakable in a world full of chaos. By the end of this video, you'll know how to become the person who never gets bothered, never loses control, and never gives anyone the satisfaction of seeing you break. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I am untouchable. The Machiavellian principle of detachment. Before we dive into the laws, you need to understand this fundamental truth. People can only bother you when you give them permission. Think about it. When someone insults you, the insult itself is just words, just sounds coming out of their mouth. The power doesn't come from their words, it comes from your reaction to those words. Power begins where reactions end. Most people think being unbothered means being weak, being passive, being a pushover. They couldn't be more wrong. Indifference isn't weakness, it's dominance. It's the ultimate form of control. When you stop reacting to people's attempts to provoke you, you rob them of their power. You become the master of your own emotional state. You become dangerous, and that's exactly what we're going to make you. Dangerous in the best possible way. Dangerous because you're unpredictable. Dangerous because you can't be manipulated. Dangerous because you're in complete control. Here are Machiavelli's 10 dark laws that will make you unbothered, untouchable, and unstoppable. Law 1. Expect disrespect before it arrives. Most people walk through life expecting fairness. They expect people to be kind, to be respectful, to play by the rules. And when people don't, they're shocked, they're hurt, they're unprepared. But Machiavelli understood. Disrespect isn't an accident, it's a strategy. People use it to test you, to control you, to see if they can get under your skin. When you expect betrayal, envy, and mockery, nothing surprises you. When you're prepared for the worst behavior humans can offer, you become unshakable. Think of it like this. If you're walking through a dangerous neighborhood, you don't act surprised when you see crime. You're prepared, you're alert, you're ready. Life is that dangerous neighborhood. And most people, they're walking through it with their guard down, wondering why they keep getting hurt. Machiavelli once said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." The wise person prepares for disrespect. The fool gets caught off guard every single time. When you expect people to try to bother you, their attempts become predictable. When their attempts become predictable, they lose all power over you. This doesn't make you cynical. It makes you realistic. It makes you prepared. It makes you strong. From today forward, assume that some people will try to disrespect you. Assume that some people will try to tear you down. When you're prepared for it, you can handle it with ice-cold calmness. Law 2. master the art of silence. Here's something most people don't realize. Your silence is more powerful than any comeback you could ever deliver. When someone tries to provoke you, when they insult you, mock you, or try to start an argument, they're looking for one thing: your reaction. They want to see you get angry. They want to see you defend yourself. They want to see you lose control. Your reaction is their victory. Your silence is yours. Think about the last time someone tried to provoke you and you stayed completely silent. What happened? They probably got uncomfortable. They probably tried harder. They probably started to doubt themselves. That's the power of silence. When you don't give them the reaction they're looking for, you force them to question everything. Did their insult not work? Are you stronger than they thought? Are you planning something? Silence creates mystery. Mystery creates fear. Fear creates respect. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." Your silence makes you unpredictable. Unpredictable people are dangerous. Dangerous people are respected. But here's the key. Your silence can't be the silence of someone who's hurt and doesn't know what to say. It has to be the silence of someone who's choosing not to respond. There's a massive difference. The hurt person's silence screams weakness. The choosing person's silence whispers power. How do you develop this kind of silence? Practice. The next time someone tries to provoke you, count to 10 before you respond. Then count to 20. Then try staying silent altogether. Watch how they react. Watch how uncomfortable they become. Watch how your silence kills their ego more effectively than any insult ever could. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. Silence is strength. Law 3. Never let emotions betray you. Rage, tears, over-explaining. These are all signs of weakness that your enemies will use against you. The moment you show uncontrolled emotion, you've revealed where they can hurt you. You've shown them your weak spots. But most people don't understand. You don't have to eliminate emotions. You have to control them. There's a massive difference between feeling angry and showing anger. The master feels everything but shows nothing. The amateur shows everything and controls nothing. When someone tries to provoke you, you might feel that fire rising in your chest. Your heart might start racing. Your hands might start shaking. That's normal. That's human. But what separates the strong from the weak is what happens next. The weak person lets those emotions control their actions. The strong person acknowledges those emotions and then decides how to respond. Machiavelli once said, "Since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than loved." Emotional control makes you unpredictable. When people come